Ivan, how many times I have to tell you? You cannot smoke here. Look, we have dozens of plane bombs lying around. It's dangerous. Relax, comrade. These bombs, they're made in Soviet Union. Fireproof. Oi, pistons. Kaboom. On August 9th, there were huge explosions here in Saki Naval Air Station in Russian-occupied Crimea. A whopping 200 kilometers from the front. There were military vehicles, helicopters, jets, and bombers present at the airfields at the time of the explosions. Ukrainian official military statement advises Russians not to smoke in military bases. Oi, pistons! Kaboom! But not officially claiming responsibility for the attack. It's obvious. What is not obvious is how. Ukraine does not possess any weapons with a 200-kilometer range. At least not any weapons that we are aware of. This is the range of HIMARS munitions currently present in Ukraine. This is the range of Soviet-manufactured .U missiles that Ukraine has. This is Harpoon. Yeah, it could be Harpoon. You could shoot this military base from Odessa, but it's on the very far end of the range. This is a HIMARS long-range missile, or Attack MS. Forgive me my pronunciation. How do you... Attack MS. Well, I don't know that Ukraine has any of these. US has deliberately not delivered any of these to Ukraine because they don't want Ukraine to hit targets in Russia. Well, Crimea is not Russia. Hey, see what Ukraine did there? Well, in a few days the truth will be out there, I believe. But until then, let's enjoy the carnage. Look at that! Is that a goddamn helicopter rotor in a car? Ivan, how many times I tell you, this is not how you make a car fly. But it is, comrade, look, comrade, I put helicopter rotor inside a car and it fly. Пиздец, блядь. This is how Russians make science. From the satellite photo taken 4 hours before the explosion at the military base, there were 37 jets on the ground and 6 helicopters also. Even if only half of those get demilitarized with these explosions, it is still the single most deadly day for the Russian aviation in this war. Get this. Putin declared a state of emergency in Crimea. Not war, he's totally afraid of declaring war anywhere. It's a special situation, it's an emergency. Don't worry. Huge explosions, they never happened. Just have a slight emergency here. Oh, the entire military base that was destroyed by... that never happened. Just a small emergency, we'll get it fixed. Don't worry. The citizens are worried. This caused a mass panic in Crimea among the Russian population, of course. They are exiting Crimea en masse. This is an exodus of Russians from Crimea. Well, I'm glad. Good riddance. But this is causing huge traffic jams because there's only one bridge away from Crimea to Russia and they're all trying to get on it. Well, as long as they leave, I'm satisfied. And so is Ukraine, I think. My friends, I couldn't do these videos without the Patreons. I honestly couldn't. YouTube demonetizes most of these military videos, which is okay because it's death and suffering in these videos. So I understand if advertisers don't want to pay for their commercials to be next to these videos. But this means I live from the Patreons. And I still do these videos because I know you guys like it. So if you like my channel, the Patreon link is in the description below. And I'm now going to read you with my Estonian pronunciation 15 new Patreons for us to respect and thank. Old Mate Patle, Mike, Iron Kops, Justin Papiers, Stephen Tuuri, Will Funnel, Tim Tavis, Adrian Ortis, Jeffrey Lumb, Joshua Zelenzov, Luke Kob, Brendan Clarke, Angelo Mendoza, Kevin Willis. In Estonia, for example, mu käed on Willis means my hands are blistering up. So Willis is like blistering up in Estonian. So Kevin blistering up. Thank you for supporting the channel and thank you to everybody in this list. You make it possible for me to make these videos. Russians are moving huge amounts of manpower and equipment from Donbass to Kherson region in southern Ukraine to counter the Ukrainian advance in the south. But here is what I think is the Ukrainian plan. There are 3 bridges over the Dnieper River that Russia can use. Ukraine has proven that they can hit every last one of those bridges with godly accuracy. They have hit those bridges enough to damage them, but not destroy them. And I think they have a point with that. If they wanted to destroy them, they could have done that already. Ukraine knows that Russia is massing troops against their front lines, crossing the Dnieper. So I think Ukraine is waiting for as many Russian troops and equipment to arrive over these bridges as possible. I mean, we're talking about additional 10,000 troops and equipment in the next few days or a week. I think then Ukraine pushes the button, annihilates all three of those bridges, and Russians don't have a way back. And even the fact that you cannot retreat causes panic. If your troops are highly motivated, it causes your troops to fight to the death. If your troops are low motivation troops, it causes them to panic. And Russian troops, we know they're low motivation troops. It's not going to be another Stalingrad, it's just going to be a mass surrender. What basically is the plan, I think, is to catch a huge contingent of the Russian army between Dnieper, destroyed bridges, and Ukrainian army and HIMARS. And then Ukraine withers away this huge contingent, one tiny step at a time. Not with direct assaults, that's the Russian way of doing things. No, HIMARS hits to the logistics and munition warehouses. I mean, if you are encircled or crushed between a river and an army, you don't have supplies, food, bullets, the only way is to surrender. Time will tell if this truly is the Ukrainian plan. I'm just an infantry soldier, but from my perspective, this is what I think is going to happen. Let me know what you think about this. This is a smoking Russian tank, but not for long, because kaboom! Now it's a Russian tank on fire. You know, when there's smoke, there's fire. This beautiful sight is brought to us by, get ready for the name, it's insane. The 3rd Separate Mechanized Brigade of the Operational Command East of the Ground Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Did you memorize that? Good. I do love what you guys think of the explosion. Legend says that the US Space Force has located the turret circling the Earth in a low orbit. They reported that it currently poses no threat to orbiting satellites, military or otherwise. I love you guys for this. In this one we can see Ivan waking up, Beautiful day to occupy and rape and murder. But I think Ukrainian gods have a different idea about this, because boom! They have delivered a present right to his back. Now he can sleep forever because he gets knocked out cold, my friends. Look at this! How many of these can it carry? That's some heavy firepower. Usually we see the Ukrainian-made R-18 Octo chopper, Octo, 8 rotors, carrying 4 explosives. And this one has 4 rotors and it's carrying about 10. Oh, this is what caused the explosion at the Russian military base in Crimea. They flew a few of those, each carrying 10 explosions, and all released them at the same time, and you get poof, beautiful fireworks. In this video we can see Russian military vehicles, trucks and infantry fighting vehicles entering a nuclear power plant in Zaporozhye, which is Russian occupied. They are using this power plant as a military staging area and base and ammunition warehouse, because this is the only place guaranteed that Ukrainians won't hit with HIMARS, because Ukrainians have brains. This is extremely dangerous. Zaporozhye nuclear power plant is the biggest power plant in Europe. And knowing the history with Russians and nuclear power plants, I mean, it's extremely reckless, endangering everybody living in Europe. In this one we can see the lowest flying Russian helicopter ever. It is almost hugging the ground. It wants to avoid Ukrainian radars, but these Russian pilots, they do forget that Ukrainians have thousands of Stinger missiles. I hope Ukraine reminds them of that fact. Oh! They did. Why is it still flying? Oh no, it's coming down. It decided to make a special landing operation. It is not destroyed, it didn't fall down, it wasn't shot down. It is a special landing operation. Signed by Putin. This is it, my friends. Thank you for watching. If you like these videos, then Patreon link is in the description below. Tier 10 and above, and I'll be butchering your name with my Estonian pronunciation. Also, Knock 'em Out Cold merch in the description below. Until my next video, Slava Ukraini!